Hello and welcome to today's March 11th Daily News Report. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. You watch this channel each day because I keep you in the loop on what's really going on in Washington, D.C. with President Biden and the U.S. economy, so let's jump right in. Okay, today marks a major change in the Russia-Ukraine war. President Biden essentially announced the United States will allow Russia to take Ukraine. Now, this is a heated topic, and it has a lot of sadness around it, but hear me out. Ukraine is getting money, missiles, and mixed messages. Today, President Biden said, "We're going to continue to stand together with our allies in Europe and send an unmistakable message. We will defend every single inch of NATO territory with the full might of the united and galvanized NATO. We will not fight a war against against Russia in Ukraine. Direct conflict between NATO and Russia is World War III, something we must strive to prevent." So the fear of World War III and believing Russia just wants Ukraine as a buffer between Russia and NATO is going to stand together on not being involved. If I were in Ukraine, I would feel absolutely hopeless hearing this news. Over 2.5 million Ukrainians have fled the country to find refuge in other nations. No NATO nation will provide air coverage or a no-fly zone over Ukraine, and no NATO nation will send military men and women. So, the United States will give Ukraine $14 billion in taxpayer money along with this message. Figure it out on your own. It's truly heartbreaking. Now, I'm not sure what the right answer is. I'm not a politician. I don't even want to be in politics, right? But essentially, giving these people little help seems wrong. I don't know. Something's off about the whole situation. As I told you, people were mocking the Russian army for being weak. But I told you how military analysts were saying that President Putin had slow-walked into Ukraine in order to allow people to flee and escape. And now he's absolutely decimating Ukraine and most of their major cities. Regarding the upcoming election, Biden said if Democrats lose the majority, the country will change for the worse. Biden said, "Look how much good we've done in the country while holding the majority." Now, I know a lot of people think the exact opposite of that, but these are just what these are Biden's words. Biden said, "Make no mistake, the inflation you are feeling is Putin's fault." Now, I don't agree with this statement, but you can make your own decision. Inflation was going crazy before any of this Putin-Ukraine stuff started. I believe Biden wants all inflation blame to rest on Putin's shoulders. But again, you have eyes to see and ears to hear, so you'll have to make up your own mind about inflation. Biden also said, essentially, that the Keystone Pipeline was not the answer to Americans' prayers, so let it go. Move on. It's not going to happen. Now, speaking of gas prices and gas companies, Representative Ro Khanna of California wants big oil to pay Americans a stimulus check for price gouging. He accused the oil companies of taking advantage of Americans with these high prices when just a few months ago, this same Ro Khanna said, "We can't control gas prices. We're at the mercy of OPEC." So which is it? Are we at the mercy of OPEC, or are American oil companies gouging the American people? Again, it's hard to know the truth, right? We're hearing so many different stories and so many fingers are being pointed at the opposite party. Now, essentially, this new bill named the Big Oil Windfall Profit Tax Act would seek to have 50% of Big Oil's profits be shared with Americans in the form of a quarterly stimulus check. There would be income caps of $75,000 for single people and $150,000 for married couples. The amount you could get would be around $240 to $360 for the whole year. So basically $20 a month. The bill is at the proposal phase at this point and will likely get no Republican support, as Republicans just want big oil to pump more oil and drill more oil. So there's definitely a difference in thinking when it comes to supporting or defending these oil companies. Now, another worry that I have is the oil companies would be taxed on profits. It would be a percentage. So what's to stop them from increasing their prices significantly in order to pass that 50% tax on to you, the person buying the gas, right? This happens with every company. So it could actually drive the price of gas up in order to give you a stimulus check. And honestly, if your gas goes up $1,800 a year, $240 doesn't really do much. So again, I'll let you make your own decision. I'm just here reporting the news on what's in the news, right? Okay, now Senator Joe Manchin took 2 swipes at President Biden. First, he said, why doesn't this president understand we need oil? Second, he said, why is the America First president not using the Defense Production Act to create more oil and more gas and speed up pipelines immediately? He used it to make masks, but not to help people with their increasing energy bills. Manchin said, what we do know is that Russia has weaponized energy. They have used it as a geopolitical weapon. The thing I know about an adversary or a bully is if they have a weapon, you better have one that will match or better theirs. And we do. We just haven't used it. So speaking of the Production Act, saying we could use this right now to outmaneuver Putin. However, Jen Psaki said the president will not use the Defense Production Act for more oil and more gas. She said these companies shouldn't be paid to do what they already have the capacity to do. Manchin said, on the topic of creating more energy for Americans, I've been preaching to the heavens for a long time on this one. It can be done with the Defense Production Act. So essentially, Manchin is saying, you keep saying you're America first, and yet you don't use the tools and resources at your disposal to put Americans to work to solve American problems. So I guess every available resource isn't on the table as Biden promised, according to Manchin's criticism of President Biden and the White House. Again, these are Manchin's words. I told you how President Biden's approval rating got a bump and went up after his State of the Union speech. But now people have filled their car with gas and they're not happy. So according to new polling data, Biden's approval rating dropped right back to where it was pre-State of the Union speech and has a 39% approval rating. Okay, one last item. We were told we needed to stop Russian oil in order to hit Putin's main artery, and Americans would feel the pain at the pump. Well, half of those came true. We are feeling the pain at the pump, and I fear it's only going to get worse. And Russia isn't feeling the pain of losing American oil purchases. Why, you ask? Well, China said they'd be happy to buy Russia's oil in order to save their people money at the gas pump. So our prices will go up, Putin will still get his money, and the price of gas is going to go down in China. Meanwhile, now that groups have had a chance to read Pelosi's 2,700-page, $1.5 trillion spending bill, advocate groups are saying there are at least 4,000 known pork projects injected into the bill. Many of these projects were not getting support, but while Americans were distracted and scared and worried, Congress passed all of the stuff they knew they couldn't get through in the middle of the night, and no one had an opportunity to read the bill. So how much of this will actually get past the Senate? I don't know. Democrats are in control, except for they don't have the support of Joe Manchin, and I don't think a lot of Republicans are going to be in support of 4,000 known pieces of pork inside of a $1.5 trillion spending bill. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I guess we'll see next week, right? Lastly, President Biden will sign an executive order making selling U.S. dollars into Russia illegal. Biden said he doesn't want the U.S. dollar used in Russia. However, once again, China said, hey, Russia, You can trade all you want with China's yuan dollar. We're here to support you. So I don't know that much of what we're doing is going to have the impact on Russia that we thought, because Russia has almost 1/3 of the population in their corner. They've got Russia, they've got China, they've got India, they've got a ton of Africa, they've got a lot of the Middle East. So we'll see what ends up happening. Now, this is my update for today. As I know more, I will definitely come back on and share more with you. You guys watch this channel because I tell you what's really going on, good, bad, or ugly. So hopefully they're going to do something to help with these rising prices. You know, if they do a stimulus check, that would be great. If they can figure out fuel vouchers or drilling more, that would be great. I know we're all feeling the pinch in our wallet, and I'm hoping that they'll come up with a solution. Now, before you go, Casey and I are trying to help 200 people in the community. We're doing a giveaway of cash, one of these amazing hats or one of our shirts or hoodies. And so we're excited to share that with the 200 winners in our merch in the month of March giveaway. Now, before you go, I just want to remind you that you are amazing. Someone's knocking at the door, so I'll let you go. Hey, I appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.